Hello my friends, I hope you feel happy. In start I want to address that I'm sick for a couple last days, so sorry for any weird things happened to my voice in this video. Let's go! I was waiting for this kit so much. RG have been always a mystery for me because of quality of out-of-the-box build at the end. On one hand we have some top-notch models like Hainu or Force Impulse Gundam, and on the other hand grenades like Zeta. We all love intricate details and design elements in this line, but we also know very well that RG had some issues in the past. This one is for sure on the bright side of the rainbow, but unfortunately I found some scars on this beautiful diamond that I can't pass on. Design of the RG Epyon is remarkable and top-notch, I must admit. In comparison with the 1100 version, I thought that this one will beat it to death. But what is the final result? If you watch my reviews, you already know that I love backpacks with wings and all kits that have some badass big things on the back. One of the standout features of the Real Grade models is its remarkable level of details, and Bandai delivers here without a doubt. In terms of design itself, I talk about it enough in MG review, but to sum it up, I love it. This is one of the most unique design for me, and this color scheme is a blast. In Real Grade they did fantastic work with the looks, especially with the two tones of red color separation. This is a visual masterpiece, and for all Gundam Wing fans this is a must-have, period. Looking at what designers did here, I must admit that I really wish for bigger version just with this look. The color separation is so clever and so beautiful in person that I can't stop staring at this thing. On top of that we have some really nice dynamics that will bring top-notch shelf presence among other 144 Gunplas. Looking closer we have details all over the place. I like that they make it more, let's say, sharper and even edgier than the MG counterpart. In terms of colors we have two shades of red, grey inner frame, dark blue, yellow accent and so whites. Plastic looks simply fantastic. You can find some molding lines on wings and some knob marks here and there. It's not a deal breaker, but as you can see the blue plastic have some visible white stress marks as well as some other spots here and there. So there is some cleanup to do with that later if you want to have absolutely perfect model out of the box. We have set of stickers, some of them looks ugly on the model as you can clearly see here, and as always water slide will do better. Shiny stickers here are not so much on your face, but as a eye-grasping details they looks great. In the head we have beautiful clear parts as well as in chest and foots. I recommend you to not put the stickers on eyes and foots, it looks just awesome with these clears and you can do some sick photos with black lights thanks to that. Clear parts are top notch here. Wings are very detailed and just look at this beam effect, this one can do some damage. In terms of design I really love it, and this case is always subjective, so take your time and judge it by yourself. For me it's a perfect looking model kit, 10 out of 10 here. We have a nice gimmicks also, as we can open the cockpit hatch, thanks to transformation we can move these parts and also add some dynamics to poses. Another nice thing is that you can move these shoulder parts and you have this beautiful armor opening gimmick while moving the leg. On top of that we have opening armor parts of the wings, looks fantastic. So in terms of accessories we have nice but small set here. Looking at the price point I wish for some more here, but let's check all the stuff we have on board. Backpack with the wings looks awesome. Really, in terms of looks this is a beast. We have very nice gimmick where smaller parts of the wings unlock themselves when you move the whole part. Fantastic. They are very detailed and looking very good, but unfortunately here is my first disappointment. The wings articulation itself. I thought that this kit will have at least articulation as good as MG, but nope, not here. Wings can go as far as that. This is not a deal breaker of course, and yes, you can slide it a little on the back so you have a little wider movement, but still, they feel not so organic for me in terms of movement, which reflects in some limitation for posing comparing with the MG counterpart. You can move them enough to get some cool poses, but still I wish for some more dynamic movement here. Next we have this big beam sword. This piece of clear effect part is 10 out of 10, I just love it. Handle looks alright and it's attached by this cable to the side skirt. Cable is fine and it's a standard cable that you can spot on other 144 models. You can attach it to the both sides with no problem. You can also hide the handle in this piece while not in use. Very cool. Weapons presents itself with good flavor and overall deadly presence. And here we have the shield with heat rod. I was in love with this piece in MG version and was waiting so much for this one. This whole piece is pre-molded, so you do not have to build it every piece 1000 times, which is really nice. It's sturdy and you can bend it nicely. Be careful to not break it when you have fun. It's around 90 centimeters long. You can also do this cool thing and put this aside to simulate that heat rod is hidden inside. Looks very good. In order to do that, you just simply put this aside and snap this piece. And it's of course very poseable, but check the comparison with the MG as you may be surprised here as MG got some extra movements here. Not a big difference, but still. Shield itself is very nice looking and thanks to this pack you can attach it to the both left and right arm. I still prefer the MG version of this shield because there was a lot more to do with it in terms of dynamic poses. But still, if you assume that MG does not exist, perfect accessory here. We have some interchangeable hands on board. One open hand, 2 fists and 2 for grabbing the handle of the sword. Hands are very detailed and looking nice. I wished for some more. This is expensive kit for this case, so at least some maybe more open hands with nice dynamics would be really cool here. I'm disappointed, but at least we have some choices here. And of course we have 2 adapters for stands. They attach to the back and this looks really nice and allows for some very cool posing. So now, what I've been waiting for the most, posability. Okay, here we go. So in one hand this one can do really sick poses, my friends, but we have couple limitations on boards and some spots that are extremely fragile, and for those who like to play and pose a lot, you should be very careful with the arms. I will show you this now. You see, when you try to move it, this part is on very big stress, so after time there can be big problems here, and if you use too much force you will damage this piece with ease. It's fault of the plastic quality here, Bandai should rethink these spots. My advice here is to move the shoulder parts like that. Thanks to that there is zero chance to break the plastic. I am very careful with the model kits, especially the good and nice looking ones. But here this is a really big downside for me. For some it's not a big deal, but other models shows us that it can be do a lot better in this matter without fear of breaking part just with normal movements. Also the head like to jump up very easily, this is very frustrating for me. I'm assuming that it's because the clear part inside and the plastic itself. It's not a hard plastic, so it tends to let go the part more easily than the standard place for ball joint. And of course, like I mentioned before, wings are not as much dynamic in terms of movement as I wish to. Because of that, we are limited here with posing options a little. This is in fact very high posable kit, just after the Force Impulse Gundam that I reviewed last time and couple others examples. Here comes the disappointment that I need to look every time I'm touching the arms or parts around the head. But still, do not get me wrong, it's perfect for posing, we have so many options here. Thanks to crazy posable arms in general, very nice band options in tummy section, you can go crazy with displaying this guy. On the ground MG poses better thanks to weight balance, but you can still manage some crazy stuff with a little help of the stand here with no problem. It's a flying machine, so it's meant to be in air! So now let's take a look at all points of articulation here. Head is on a movable part with a ball joint. It's okay, but like to jump off. We can extend the whole arm. Reminder, be very careful with this spot. Shoulder armor can move up and down and open these two parts. Really nice. Full swivel of the upper arm limited by the wings. Arm can go as far as that with movable joint. Full swivel of the upper arm. Double bend in the elbow. When you open these parts a little, you have full swivel of armor. Love it. Very nice bend here. Works fantastic. Hand on a standard ball joint. We can extend this section, bend it on sides, and do some nice bending here. Full swivel of the upper body. Front skirt can move up front. Side skirts are fully movable. Back skirts are fixed, so you can open them for transformation gimmick, and that's all. Full Jean-Claude Van Damme spread joints in the hips, my friends! Full swivel of the leg. You can extend the mechanism here and add some dynamics. Little bend of the leg here. Add some movement when you put the leg back. Double bend in the knee with nice armor opening gimmick. This little part moves. You can extend this part a little and there is a ball joint. It's a transformation gimmick, but you can add some photodynamics thanks to that in normal form. This part of the armor is on the ball joint and moves a little. Nice bending of the foot, and also you can position them very good on the ground. There is opening gimmick here also for the transformation. Really nice. So yeah, very nice kit in terms of articulation, and I love to pose it and play with it. We have very nice transformation gimmick on board. Using mechanism in the hips, you can easily put the legs on back, as you can see here, and transform it to the dragon form with zero problems. I love this transformation, simple yet effective. You can take a closer look with the MG counterpart. I love them both. Now I can display Epyon in both forms on my shelf. Build itself was fine and relatively simple. All parts fits perfectly and I have a good time with this build. No frustration points at all. It was like building MG really, but in a smaller scale. Real grades are of course on the more complex side of the building, but I can assure you that there was zero issues. So even if you are a new starter, you will have zero problems with this build. Plastic is very nice and looks great. And now let's compare the small guy and the big guy. Basically, I love the looks of the RG, pure winner here. It's more sleek and edgy machine, color separation is superb and it's more badass overall. But looking closer at the both, I must say that I prefer MG in couple things, keeping in mind that the RG is still a fantastic piece of art. In terms of colors, as you can see, the RG is more on the dark rose side, even we can tell, thanks to overall super color separation. MG is more bloody red, brings more of the devilish look in that terms. Details wise, both look good, but RG is pure winner here. It's just more complex and I love to stir it. Back skirts can move in MG, so there is more to do with legs in terms of posing. Not a big deal, but worth to mention. First of all, the sword handle looks more aggressive in MG and more detailed. Effect parts looks fantastic in both, but RG is more dynamic and I love it more. Also, RG can keep it in hand 1000 times better than MG. Plus for that. As you can see, the wings are completely different in both kits. For me, both looks fantastic, both have opening gimmicks. MG opening gimmick is somewhat more controllable, as you can choose whether you want to open them or not in any position of the wings. In Master Grade you have a lot more movement range of the wings. In RG you have limitation by these two parts, unfortunately. MG wins in terms of posability of the wings, and I scratch my head why Bandai did not bring some crazy stuff in this matter here in this little guy. Now the heat rod. I must say, as much as I love the looks in RG and engineering of pre-molded part, the MG counterpart have a lot more to offer in terms of posing. It's not a big difference. Thanks to additional moving parts and ball joints, it's just little more flexible, yet the RG version is more sturdy. Attachment of the shield is simpler also in RG, and here we have some additional points of dynamics in articulation. Transformation gimmick is okay in both, but I surely prefer RG in terms of look. Also the heat rod part, that is the tail in transformation, handles it better in RG model. In terms of articulation, RG kills Master Grade. Tummy section is crazy movable here. So looking one more time side by side, you can decide what you prefer more. I think if you have the money, why don't have both? And if someone put a gun to my head and force me to choose, I will go with the Master Grade. There is something that I love more in this kit, but don't get me wrong, RG rocks also in its own terms. Maybe we will get the Verka someday to mix the best of both worlds here. So now it's time for some questions and answers. Just a little reminder for all of ya, you can check my community tab on YouTube and ask questions about the model kit that I'm posting as upcoming review. It will always be the box photo, and in most cases you have 2-3 days for asking questions from the moment I post. I will pick 3 to 5 questions to answer them for you. If you missed your chance, you can always tag to me in the comment section of the video. I'm always responding and encourage you to talk about the models. So here we go. And also sorry if I misspelled your nickname. K7TZ asked for some comparison between Epyon and all of the wing kits. Unfortunately, I don't have any wing kits at the head right now, so can't do proper comparison for you, but here you can look at some plastic color closer. Hair Gamer asked, how's the balance for standing poses without an action base? So my friend, it's not as good as with the MG due to weight balance. You can manage some poses on the ground, but I advise to use some stand to keep the balance here. DuncanChew3659 asked, how is no removal / placement, or does the dark plastic mean stress mark galore? Hi Duncan, so basically on the dark plastic it looks bad, as you can see, it's a beautiful model kit on its own, but if you want a really perfect kit out of the box, I advise to clean up these spots. Inyoni asked, do the green parts including the eyes glow under UV / blue light? Yes my friend, they does. Looks fantastic thanks to that. Also you can put some light inside the head easily thanks to that, or just display it with the light behind and the clear parts will reflect it. Yang7400 asked, could you flip it over so we see its tummy in dragon mode? Would like to see if it looks obviously like its MS mode just folded over. No problem, here you have it my friend. Thank you guys for your questions, and I hope you are pleased with my answers. So in conclusion, it's a great model for both seasoned Gunpla builders and those who just started. From my perspective, looking at the price, some limitation in compared to MG, problems with the plastic, etc., it's not an entirely perfect model as I thought it would be. I thought that this will be my first 10 out of 10 here, but unfortunately my final score for it is 8.3 out of 10. If you are a Gundam Wing fan, then absolutely 9 out of 10. So it's not bad in any terms, but I was expecting a little more from this kit. Bandai Engineering have so many good options to choose from that it's weird that they put weak plastic in the shoulders connectors, especially for the model that is meant to be posable as hell, for some sick posing options, you know. Win for this one is in looks. Its presence is remarkable with all those details and sharp edges. And if you snap models and just put them on the shelf, go buy it now. It will be also a great base for project for custom work for sure. My disappointment is subjective because I really like to push poses to the max for photography and nice camera shots, but the shoulder parts in general are a weak point here and everybody should be careful when posing arms. Other than that, it's a great model kit that will bring smile for all fans of Gundam Wing and all those who love devilish look in mobile suits. So grab your wallets and order this if you haven't already. Now I'm preparing my next videos for the channel and hear what's coming next for ya. Oh yes, can't wait to show you that beast. So, see you next time!